The Lions are going to be an absolute dog for every single team they play this year. How should Lions fans feel about all this national love that they're getting?
I think the Lions fans should feel good. They have to play better. We can't sugarcoat that. Self-inflicted negatives, drops, jumping off sides, bad play call in certain situations. The one thing that I would say they gotta correct: stop fighting from behind. Always seems like we're clawing back to get into the game.
But one of the areas that I have noticed over the past couple of days is all the national love that the Detroit Lions have gotten. I want to start by this. Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky put this tweet up today, and it kind of went in line with what other guys are saying. Here's the tweet. The Lions are going to be an absolute dog for every single team they play this year. Offense was physically dominant, and Swift is a star. 4 pass-catching threats are legit. Defense comes after you. Needed better contain of quarterback, and Brown won one-on-one every time. That's A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown, yeah.
Good team. Marcus Spears on ESPN. I want to read a quote for you that he said. Marcus Spears said, "I know everybody is looking at the Lions like that's one they can get. They're going to be trouble for a lot of teams," talking about how good he thought the Detroit Lions were on Sunday and how good they potentially could be. We saw breakdowns on Monday from Brian Baldinger and Jeff Schwartzman, talking about how good this offensive scheme was. And I guess what I'm trying to say, not only that, I want to put up this for you as well. Pro Football Focus on DeAndre Swift, talking about how great DeAndre Swift was. DeAndre Swift, the highest graded running back in the National Football League this week. My question to you, Braylon, is should Lions fans feel better about their team after the Philadelphia Eagles lost based on just not what some fan expectations are, but these are legit NFL guys who do this for a living, analysts that watch this and then rewatch and break down these plays. How should Lions fans feel about all this national love that they're getting?
Man, I tell you like this: Saquon Barkley just announced that he is NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Saquon, you only got lucky because DeAndre Swift scored a touchdown. I guarantee you they'll be splitting that trophy. I think the Lions fans should feel good. I think they should have some sense of they have to play better. We can't sugarcoat that. Self-inflicted negatives, drops, jumping off sides, bad play call in certain situations, allowing the one-on-one to A.J. Brown to just be an easy pass and catch, and obviously getting up the field too far and allowing Jalen Hurts to go through the rushing lane. You had 9 months to pregame Jalen Hurts. So, yes, there are a lot of things that you want to look at and say they can do better. But that's anybody. That's any team in the NFL can have better. But you look at the points that were scored. You look at being in it. Just stop spotting teams. If you want to say same old Lions, the one same old Lions thing that I will point to is spotting individuals. Having to be that team that has to fight, claw, and scratch back in the fourth quarter, scoring 24 points, 14 points, 20 points, whatever it is, always seems like we're clawing back to get into the game. The one SOL thing that I would say, and that's not S out of luck, that same old Lions, the one thing that I would say they gotta correct: stop fighting from behind. You allowed the Philadelphia Eagles 0 points in the first, 7 in the second, 24 in the third, and then 0 again in the fourth. Stop spotting them so many points.
Carson Wentz is nowhere
24-14, excuse me.
Nowhere near Jalen Hurts' mobility. He's a sitting duck. And if they have that same rush that they had last week, they'll get 4 sacks on Carson Wentz. They'll force an interception, a fumble. I think if they stay status quo from last week to this week, they'll get that W as long as that offense continues to put out, and I think it will.
And that's based on the meat and potatoes of the offense, right? And that goes back to what the two guys were saying, Baldinger and Jeff Schwartz, just the scheme itself, what Ben Johnson was doing schematically and what the players were doing, putting the players in a position to make a play. And when you have the talent level, when you have the skill set of a guy like DeAndre Swift, Braylon, it's up to you one-on-one. I guarantee you, if you're a player and your coach is asking you, can you beat this guy one-on-one, that player is going to take that opportunity every day and twice on Sunday. Yes, get me one-on-one with somebody, and I will absolutely beat that man.
Yeah, give me one-on-one. I've seen it all. I've seen it a million times before in the league. You get a guy on you, you can be a guy that you know is, look, man, for whatever reason, this guy is not on my level. He's not, he doesn't have the confidence to check me. And you call on him. You say, hey, coach, I got one. We tap our helmets. That's what I say, I got one. You don't want that to be the case with Jeff Okudah moving forward. And I don't think it will be. I think it was first game. I mean, you got to look at the role that he has come back from. Injury year 1, injury year 2. People call him a bust, saying it was over. The mental mindset that he had to have to get back to being DB1 on his team or DB2 or just getting in the starting lineup. Had 7 tackles. He looked decent at times. He'll get better. It takes a lot to come back from when he came back. Came back, made some plays. It's going to come. Just be patient. This week, too, against the Washington Commanders, will let us know a lot about the Detroit Lions, a lot more, actually, than last week did.